Sometimes it happens that by mistake, or sometimes even on purpose, a person cooks on Shabbat. Or for that matter, he does any isur that you're not allowed to do on Shabbat. Well, let's take the example of cooking. If somebody knew that it was asur to cook and he did it anyway, is one allowed to eat that food, at least right after he cooked it or even after Shabbat? What's the story with the food that he cooked on Shabbat? Are you allowed to eat that?
After Shabbat.
So here there's Shulchan Aruch brings down that if somebody was mechalel Shabbat, he cooked on Shabbat b'mezid. Shulchan Aruch says for him, the guy who did it, it's asur for him to eat it forever. Asur lo le'olam. He cannot eat it forever. But for others, true, they cannot eat it on Shabbat, on the same Shabbat that he cooked it, but if they wait till Motzei Shabbat, they're allowed to eat it right away, miyad. Mutal Motzei Shabbat, miyad. They don't have to wait any time after Shabbat. As long as it's not the same day that he cooked it, they Motzei Shabbat, it's okay.
They make him a love malka out of it, no?
But what if somebody only did it b'shogeg? He didn't do it b'mezid. He didn't realize it was asur. He did a certain, he took something off the fire, it was cold, he picks it up, after it was cold, he puts it back on Shabbat, he says, Sudu the halacha is, it's asur for him or anybody on Shabbat, but as soon as it comes to Shabbat, even he is allowed to eat it immediately. That's the general halacha, that if it's mezid, then it's asur for the one who did it, and it's mutar for everybody else with Shabbat. But if it's shogeg, then for him and everybody else, it's asur the day he did it, but as soon as it comes to Shabbat, it's okay. Even if somebody did it for mezid, and we're saying that it's asur for him forever, but it doesn't mean that he can't ever benefit. It doesn't have isur hana'ah. It just means it's asur for him to eat it. But he could benefit, which means he's allowed to sell it. He can't eat it, but he can sell it. And he can sell it for regular price. He doesn't have to start thinking how much it cost, how much the cooking cost, how much that's okay. You're allowed to do it. What is called shogeg? What is called that someone did it with shogeg? Chamavanya brings a couple of examples. First of all, somebody didn't realize that this act was asur on Shabbat. That's the simplest example. He says even more, even if somebody he asked somebody who's a knowledgeable person, or a rabbi for that matter, he asked him, what's the halakha? And he told him, yeah, it's okay. He did it. And then he said, no, you know something? The truth is, that specific case was a problem. Really, you shouldn't have done it. That's also shogeg. Even though you consciously did it, you knew what you were doing, and you knew that at Shabbat, you're not allowed to cook on Shabbat, but you thought that it was mutar because somebody told you it's mutar. That's also shogeg. Or another example, if somebody mistook the time. He didn't realize that it was already shkiyah Friday night. He thought it was too early. These are all examples of shogeg. In all those cases, it's mutar for him and everybody else once it comes Motzei Shabbat. He says, sometimes you have people that they don't realize the severity of Shabbat, and you tell them, you're not allowed to do this, and you can't do that, and they don't get the point that it's so serious. Yeah, okay, it's better not to do it. They don't get the point. They don't understand how severe it is. For them, that's called mezid. That's not called shogeg. Because you try to tell them as many times as you can, and they don't take it seriously, that doesn't make them shogeg. That is still considered mezid. There's a lot of more details of these halachot, and Bezrat Hashem, for the next couple of days, we're going to be talking about more details of this. Baruch Adonai Le'olam. Amen.